Hi everybody, we're Rob and Leslie Hildebrand.
Welcome to the Château de la Grifferaie.
3 years ago, we sold or mortgaged everything we had to buy this beautiful chateau.
With the hope that we could create a special place of learning for young people to learn about their world and themselves.
It's been an amazing adventure so far, with so much more to come.
So come along with us as we wake this sleeping beauty and restore her to her former glory.
Hi everyone, welcome to the Château de la Grifferaie. This is Rob, and we got a long video for you today. I think we're 8 days away from our students arriving, and so we're going to sometimes probably move to trying to do it once a week. Now, usually it's hard when the students are here, but we'll work really hard to get hopefully once a week out, but probably no videos on Thursday. Everything's stepping up. The speed's stepping up. We're going hard. Lots of good stuff in this video. Lots of improvements. We're starting to clean up. We're going to walk around the chateau. You're going to see messes everywhere, and it's going to maybe feel a bit hopeless. It feels that way sometimes to us too, but we're on track. Leslie really hoped we were going to get done a week early. I don't think we're going to make that, but we'll hopefully at least get a couple days off, because once the students get here, it's 2 months of 12 hours a day with no breaks. So we gotta try to come into it balanced. And in any case, in this video, lots of fun stuff. We actually picked up another drone, and I got lots of drone shots, some really cool looks at the outside of the chateau, and other projects we're working on. Thanks for coming along with us, and enjoy the video.
They've been at it again. Grifferaie. That's awesome. Hey, Vingy.
Okay, Monday morning begins with more progress. Our friend Fabrice has brought his compactor, and he is compacting the lane. Fantastic.
Well, it's very exciting. The nice man that we've been renting the tractor from has come and brought his compactor to squish down all the sand. And right now he's out. Just gonna go do the gravel even on the driveway, which is awesome. So that's, I think, gonna be great. Hopefully that'll help with all the holes that we've attained over time. And it's very exciting. Look how beautiful today is. Oh, so nice.
It's a cool device. Apparently the guys were saying it's super heavy, but it also vibrates. So the vibration helps compact things too. Our sand is a bit wet, but Leslie drove in on the driveway and said it was much better. Fun, I wouldn't have thought of it. Compacting the sand, it's going really well. When he turns on the vibrator, you can feel it throughout the whole house. I am a little worried that stone will fall. A lot of you have been asking questions about the sand, saying, hey, why sand? It's going to track all over the chateau, and you know, is it going to make ruts and all that kind of thing? Well, yeah, a couple responses. I think it's actually fairly common for chateau in this area to have this type of substance. In fact, I think I mentioned, I heard someone calling it chateau sand the other day. It's actually gravel, very small gravel. Should we have gone with a little bigger gravel? Maybe. We'll see. They brought out samples, and we thought this one was the closest to what was existing, but I might be wrong. I made the call, I might be wrong. Maybe we should have gone with the 020. This was just a jaune sable, yellow sand. So we'll see. In any case, I'll try to go slow when I move the camera here. In any case, we are having it compacted, which changes the game a little bit. Like, it makes it kind of not cement-like, but pretty hard. And again, remember, there's only a few inches, so it's going into existing dirt. It's all going to compact down. In terms of the issue of sand tracking into the chateau, a couple things are going to help us. Number one, we have about, I don't know, 20 steps up the stairs and over the terrace before you get inside. So there's definitely some time for sand to come off if there's any sand on your shoes. And then secondly, we make people take their shoes off inside the chateau. I know our American friends are like, what? But you know, a lot of other countries, people take their shoes off, including Canada. And so we do have the students wear inside shoes. So will it be a problem for the first few feet of the front entry? It certainly could be. You know, time will tell. Will we get a little bigger rock next time? Maybe we go with the 020, put it on top of this eventually. But for now, we're loving it. Boy, that compaction is great. It just, like when you step on it, they were saying it's like cement. And I don't know if it's like cement, but it's really nice and firm. This is a great job. You know, you always hate to see this. Something has fallen from the Chateau and it smashed, it pulverized, so it was sand. So let's take a look up and see what it was. I don't know, was it the top part? Or was it that part? It looks like, unfortunately, it might be that part, which is unfortunate because that is the part we're nervous about with the shifting. Oh, actually, it does look like kind of a hole up there. I mean, it's not good either way, but you know, you take what you get.
This is new. It seems that the pigeons even like the new square. I don't ever remember pigeons down on the ground. Bingley's very concerned. He's spotted something. He doesn't know what it is. He doesn't like it. It's gonna be okay, Bingley. It's gonna be okay. He's protecting the castle.
We are officially in rose season. Check out these buds. Oh my goodness, there are so many of them. Oh my goodness. Oh, and those ones around the corner are open. We may have to go take a little peek. You wanna come see? Walk on our new amazing, beautiful stand. Oh, yes. Look at that beauty. Ho ho. And this guy, let's come over to him. Wow. Beautiful. And this guy here, oh my goodness me. Good job, roses. You're killing it. You're killing it. I know I'm a broken record, but come on, check this out. Isn't that a beauty? Again, not maybe my favorite colors, but wow. They are gorgeous and huge. Wow. And we can't forget the Grifferaie rose. Look at all the buds coming. Oh my goodness. Here's a beauty. She's pretty.
14 days to go, and it's time to do some pressure washing here on the back terrace. Now, it's interesting, several of you be like, hey, when are you gonna pressure wash? And it was funny because you said that like a week after I pressure washed. And partly it's because this is not North America. Things are a little different here. Like, okay, so here we go. Let me give you an example. Okay, that's great, right? That's nice and clean, but it's not, sometimes the stone is different. It's like this. Now, I can shoot as hard as I want on this, and it's not coming away without bleach or something. And so a lot of guys are like, oh, I'll put bleach on or whatever. You got to keep in mind the scale of how much stone we have to work with. You kind of got to remember that you're in Europe, we're working with old stone, and you just got to accept that it's not like, you know, the concrete that was poured 4 years ago in the States. So anyways, there it is. You know, we do it for cleanliness and for slipperiness and for, to some degree, aesthetics, but for the most part, you're not going to get it looking like it was 2 years old. So I'm really thankful this is our last main bedroom we're going to be painting. And it looks pretty good, right? I primed it. And really quite pleased with the result. I just spot primed it. I mean, I primed the trim, but looking really good. So now we just get a coat of paint on it. I think we're done. Which is great because although the scaffolding has been good, my back has been hurting, and Leslie thinks it's because I'm always standing on the scaffolding reaching over. It is different muscles when you're up there for sure because you're trying not to fall. So I'm going to be very glad to finish these ceilings and be done with the scaffolding for a while. All right, the paint is going on. It's still drying. I thought maybe I'd take this video before I finish so you could see the difference. Yeah, I guess, boy, on the camera, it really picks up what's wet and what's dry. So it looks a little bit streaky, but that's just wet and dry. It's looking great. I should come back and take this after. Yeah, little more cream. No more yellow. We got a new addition. He's gonna go sit out in the gutter. We will see if it will make a difference with our bird population. Let's hope. The owl surveys his kingdom. Head goes all the way around. Hopefully we'll move in the wind. Keeping an eye out for those darn pigeons. So this room's coming together well. We got the ceiling painted, and boy, it doesn't look very cream up there, does it? Surprisingly. Much better, much better. You can still see some lines and stuff, but now we're putting the beds back in, and we have a new job. And that is that some of the mattresses or the box springs in this room are quite old. And so there's a bunch of wood slats that go across, and they've all sort of fallen out of place. So it must have been a really bumpy sleep for the last people that were here. I'm gonna try to get them into the right place and maybe just use a screwdriver. They used to be held on by these little plastic things. So we'll improvise and get them back, and then people will have a good even sleep. This is gonna take an hour. Again, running a chateau, especially when you're trying to get something done with it, it's all about asset allocation. Like, you only have so much time, and you have to use it well. You'll notice I'm slightly off because we're one short of beams, so I was not putting quite as many at where your feet are. But yeah, this is gonna work good. We got screws in, and they don't poke through, so you're not gonna get, hit in the middle of the night, so that's good, and they'll stay in place. So I'm trying to go fast, and what I'm doing is I'm just putting all my screws in on the side and then coming back and putting them together. Man, John would have done this. John would have killed this job. Ah, well. Here we go.
Can you hear that? It is the sound of the driveway and square getting compacted and all tucked in so we can have a nice hard, oh, there's Mr. Bingley, hard surface to drive on. And what do we see out there other than Mr. Bingley? I see someone else who is mine. Enjoying his little view. It actually is a very nice view sitting out at the end of the garden there, looking back on the house. It is quite lovely. And there is our driveway. I thought he'd already be here by now. Let's see if I can get on this side. Can we see him yet? We hear him and see not. Well, you'll see him in good time.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we picked up another drone. Now, the last one had a bit of an unfortunate error, and I tried to buy the same one, but when I got it, I realized that there's no stabilization. So it's not gonna be great for video, a little bit shaky, but the still shots are fantastic, and it actually flies pretty good too. We didn't spend a lot of money on drone, clearly, but isn't it cool to see the Chateau from kind of just a different perspective? The angles, the front, the back. I mean, you see, especially those of you that are not here, you can kind of see the in situ, like the location, the beautiful trees that surround everything. And then, of course, you can see the beautiful square that we've been working on. Love this shot of the overhead shot of the roof, and you can understand the complexity. I always talk about the valleys. See them in the middle? All that water funnels there and heads through. So those are critically important to keeping the Chateau dry. And you can see the difficulty the roofers faced. And there's some other things you can see too, the birds. I did leave in a couple shots of the Chateau with the video moving. I tried to stabilize this with the computer, and it's kind of weird, but they just look so great that I kind of had to leave them in. There she is in all her beauty, the trees all coming together. And I got a couple sunset shots too. I was thinking what I should talk about during these drone shots, because it's maybe boring if you don't hear anything, you just see pictures. And I really wanted to talk a little bit about forgiveness, but I don't think I have enough time to talk about that. So I'm going to do a separate video on that sometime. There's Mr. Bingley. He doesn't like the drone at all. He barks at it, runs away from it. This shot I had to leave in despite its shakiness, because just the beautiful colors. And again, it's, you can still see some motion there, what it's like to fly up to the drone. You can see our compacting friend working in the corner there as well. Also wanted to get an up high shot. I tried to get one shot. We'll see if it's coming here or if we have pictures next. Yeah, I think it's still coming. I tried to get one shot where I went up and then came down. And as I was shooting it was pretty funny because all of a sudden the drone started to get a mind of its own and it went way the heck up. And I was like, what's going on? And I wasn't exactly sure what was going on. Well, it turns out it's got these GPS features. And so when the battery starts getting low, here it is, it kind of completely ignores you and it does a return to home. So here you can see us coming down. You can see the owl. The owl doesn't have a name yet. I was thinking maybe Ed the owl. I don't know. Maybe someone has a good suggestion for the owl's name. And so then all of a sudden it, I'm looking at it and it's like, whoa, it's just going to go on its own way. Now, maybe you're thinking at this point, why did you leave this in? It's kind of shaky. It's maybe even annoying to watch. Well, just keep watching. You can see, it's kind of fun to see the panorama of the whole area. Now I'm in the park bench way down there, and it's going to come over to me. And then as it comes over to me, it's going to start rotating to the right so that it keeps the orientation that it had when it started. And you're going to get a couple really nice shots. In fact, the thumbnail for this video is a screen capture from that. So that's cool, but wait as it keeps coming down. And we get a couple friends coming through. There they go, the birds. And then look at that. And that's something. This is good. We had 5 bedrooms, ceilings to paint, and I said if I got them done, I'd move on to bonus 3 areas, and this was the first. It was a leak. Now I've just scraped it, filled it, and primed it. It's still wet. You can see it a bit, but pretty good. I don't know that we'll get a final coat on it. It's good enough for now. 1 bonus area done. Will we get the other 2? I don't think so, but we'll see.
I have been missing my urns. I've had these for, goodness, almost 30 years maybe. They probably need a bit of a clean now. However, I got myself some Topiaries. This is a ligustrum, maybe like a privet, I don't know what they say here. Anyways, I think they'll be cute. Then we'll lay out the rug and whatnot, and our nice little soft green door. So we're trying to get them to fit. Sadly, they were each different sizes. That's all they had left. I had seen these a few weeks ago. By the time I got back, they of course were gone. So we have 2, and hopefully we can get them to match and flank the door. I think it'll be quite delightful.
It is always fun as you get to the end of the projects when you start to make things look beautiful. Leslie found a couple little topiaries, is that what they're called? And she's planting them in the pots. Now, not a simple job either. They're very different heights. She couldn't find 2 that were the same height, so she's trying to compensate with the bales. We'll see how it goes. As we near the end, we're trying to organize ourselves. And so I'm completely out of the girls' wing. You'll still see a couple piles that's clothing, bedding that's either on the way to be washed or perhaps to be put back on, some of it. And we've moved out to the main area. Now it's no small job. You know, we've had several projects on the go, and so there's quite a bit of stuff all over the place. I believe I'm going to take on at least scraping and filling these major cracks that drive me nuts. So that's going to feel good. And then we're going to try to completely get out of this area. That's no small thing. And it's funny. Well, it's not funny. People sometimes are like, hey, we'd like to come check out the chateau, or hey, we'd like to come stay with you. And I'm kind of like, yeah, there's a fair amount of work that needs to be done before that can happen. And that's just kind of how it goes. These are big projects, and they take time. Even just moving stuff out of here is going to take time. These have bothered me for years. The problem is what's going to happen once we start scraping. How much is going to come down? Will we take the whole roof? Or is it just a little area? I hope it's just a little area. That's actually encouraging. I went hard after it. I went hard. Like I took anything that could come off. So the stuff that didn't come off there, it's because like I'd even chip some of the stuff that was sticking on real hard just to make it more clean. So clearly what's happened is there's been a bit of a sag, and that if you look carefully, even underneath this, you know, there's a crack that goes all the way through. And so there's been a sag in the beams, And, you know, things have shifted over 170 years. And the plaster didn't hold up. So we'll fill it, and we've got a couple more here. A couple more. We'll make some more mess, and then we're ready to go. I'm really looking forward to putting the scaffolding away and being done with sanding and chipping, and not pleasant jobs, honestly, not pleasant at all. The pleasant jobs are mowing. Woot! Beautiful mowing. Just a side note while I'm up here. Notice that's, of course, that area is newly painted, but if you look over here, we'll come around to the right. This area has not been painted, at least since we've been here. It's been around quite a while. Notice, no peeling paint, very few cracks. We're on the premier etage. That would be the second floor for North Americans. We definitely have had issues on this wall, but it's structural, right? It's shifted outside. You can see it outside too. The stone is cracked. So the paint is done well, other than the settling of the building. You know what that tells me? It tells me that most of the moisture that was causing paint to peel. Oh, look at that. Look at that nice young lady down there. It tells me that most of the paint, that's water that's been making our paint peel, is coming from the ground level. Like it's leaching up from, you know, just the fact that stone leaches water. See if we can get Leslie again. Rather than coming down from the roof. You know, a lot of people thought, oh, it's the roof is leaking, that's making everything so damp. Definitely part of it, making everything, you know, there's some water getting down. But I think most of it's coming up rather than going down. Yeah, distinctly different. It's not, the paint is not just cracking, it's structural. And like you see like a little crack that'll run across, and maybe some moisture comes through that crack, I'm not sure. Or maybe the crack just, you know, makes them unlevel a little bit, and then it pushes this kind of little thin layer of plaster and paint down. And so it loses its bond. And for a lot of these, this one looks like both sides went, but for a lot of them only one side went. So the other side continued to hold. So we'll fill these, and hopefully these cracks, you know, were the product of years and years. Hopefully they were the product of decades, you know, decades of settling. And so then hopefully it's not going to settle a ton more, and then our new bond hopefully will hold. I do like the look of that sand out there. Isn't that great? Now again, the compactor's gone over it, so it, you know, let it rain on it a couple times, even it out, it's going to look even better. It looked great when we put it down and graded it, but of course it was soft. So now it's hard. It's got a few lines in it, but then again, the rain will come smooth it out. It's going to be beautiful. You know, in some ways it looks better now already. I don't know. You probably disagree with me on that. In person, I guess when I'm not wearing my glasses, it looks great. Now, one thing that's going to make it tougher is we got a ton of light coming in here. So, you know, any difference is going to be magnified, but I think it'll still look good. We'll get her filled, and then we'll sand that, and we'll prime it, and then we'll see what we need to do. We can paint the whole ceiling if we need to, but we're running out of time.
It's been very fun opening my kitchen stuff. I had found this great rolling pin. I have several, as well as the one my mom had growing up. It just feels so soft, but it's so fun finding all my pans again. Sometimes it's nice when you're using North American recipes to have your own size pans, because the pans are slightly different sizes here, which is helpful when we're doing French recipes. But sometimes you just kind of need the basic loaf pan that they don't have this kind of size here, the depth anyway. And so it's been fun pulling stuff out and finding things that I've forgotten about. Very exciting. And this is a prime example. This is a measuring cup I love. It was Mom's, and it's imprinted into the glass, unlike these days where we buy it printed on the outside, which is kind of annoying because it just rubs off over, you know, a number of years. However, I do bring some of these from home because, again, some of our recipes are in cups and ounces and things like that. And it's nice to have measuring cups that already have it on there. It's just a little easier. And then when you're using metric, it's easier to use their measuring cups, but it's good to have both. And then this little teapot my son gave me. It's just fun, you know, makes you feel like there's a little piece of home here. and it makes us feel a little more settled. If we have any alumni watching or past sous chefs with me, you'll know that this big, amazing bowl that I bought during COVID from IKEA was fantastic. It's like what we use to make salad and all of that. So we love it. And I have always wanted to get another one, but IKEA never had them after that point. So you can never imagine I'm in Oregon, in Goodwill. And we still can't even get them in IKEA at home in America. Guess what I found? Can you imagine? What are the chances of the timing on that? Yay, we have two. This is exciting. I was very thrilled. Well, not a bad hour and a half. We got through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. These two go back upstairs because it's just various things that I had used for packing materials that now have to go back up. Plus 2 bins. 1 box left. Oh, shoot, there's 2 boxes left. Oh, well. And of course, now we have to find homes for things.
Welcoming him a new friend. It's a beautiful, nice, tall armoire, and it's gonna have about 8 shelves in it. It's gonna be our little library, for our theological library. We'll put some of the books in there. Delightful, and it doesn't come too far to the wall, which I'm really excited about too. Love the molding on the top. Brocomp find. I really like the bookshelf. They just had some plain white. They'd cut some replacement white shelves, and there was not quite enough of them. So I just made another one, and we're just gonna give it a quick stain here so that they all sort of match. It's not perfect. It's gonna be under book, so that's the good news. But I think edge looks good. It'll be good. I got the router going. They'll be good. Good shelves. So here's a taste of a little shopping in France for you. We're in Tours, and I believe that one was $15. I think maybe 20, 15, and $28 for that. Beautiful. That's going to be our games table. And this lamp, alabaster base, $5. Coming inside, had a custom piece of glass that they cut 3 sides straight and 1 on the curve. $12, €12. The locks were a little spendy. That one was $4, but these ones are $10, and then $6 for the 2 outlets. Yeah, that's what things cost here. We have about 10 days to go. It's Friday morning, and I said the 3 words that my wife loves to hear this morning. Okay, let's go. Which means I'm now at the point where I'm extremely motivated, and I'm working hard, and I'm goal-oriented, and she loves getting stuff done. So you could see the smile on her face, and it's gonna be something. My goal today is to get completely out of the premier etage, not including our room. And so we had this door that John had mentioned it wasn't closing, and it wasn't closing at all. And so we actually had to take some saws to the wood. He was wondering what to do to fix it, and I was nervous to get going on it, but the more I thought about it, I thought, yeah, let's do it. I'm gonna come down here. And he had put a little hook on there, but now we got it so that it clicks. It was quite a bit of work. There was some saws, there was some chiseling, there was a planer, and then of course the saw, because everything shifted over the years, and so we had to make that a little bit bigger too. Anyways, door closes, they're gonna have privacy now. We'll put like a little new lock on there. You gotta have privacy on your bathroom door, right? So we're gonna do that. We're gonna vacuum. We got another door up here to do that. Then Amy's window, and then the landing ceiling, and then clearing everything out. It's a challenging day, but I'm hoping we're gonna get it done by the end of the day. I am now up high in room 11, the room I just painted. And we've got a window that has broken, and I tried to get it made, but I didn't bring a template and I did it wrong. So I brought it to Leroy Merlin, 12 euro, and they cut it for me. Isn't that incredible? 3mm glass, cut to fit with a curve. Not an easy cut, 12 euro. Love it. One significant tactical mistake I made was to not finish this until Leslie had the room clean and ready to go. So I'm trying really hard not to make it messy, and I'll vacuum and mop, but she's already got it looking beautiful, and then I had to come back in. Whoops. but we'll be out of this floor real quick. Notice a couple more things. First of all, beautiful windows. I love them all. Huge, and then they open up. But then when you go up to the top, there's another set of windows, and so you could open up just the top ones for airflow, potentially. Maybe less birds flying, I'm not sure. Second thing to notice, look at all the wasps. There are a lot of wasps flying around to the right, and so I think we have a nest, and this is the perfect time to see if our drone can find it. Because it's way up in the air, it's hard to get, you know, an outside view close. Wait. I think we've solved the mystery. See if we can do this. Of the wasps. Yeah, it looks like we got it right there, eh? Working hard.
Working hard.
It's gonna be a good room.
It is actually. I'm quite liking it.
Nice.
It's gonna be cute. It's a beautiful thing when you can go from dusty and dirty to clean. Oh, you missed a spot. Clean and getting all polished up again. These beds we found a little while ago, and I'm thrilled that we bought them because right now is the perfect time to use them. We used to have a queen bed, double bed in the niche, but this just is so much nicer for the girls to have two separate little nooks. And we moved the armoire over. I don't love that one, but we did inherit it here in the house, and it has been very functional, and so it continues to stay for a little bit longer. The great paint job up high. So nice to see that clean. And we will continue with the brushing up and cleaning up of this beautiful old, ridiculously heavy bed.
I am so close to being done with scaffolding. Isn't that great? I can't wait. But it's coming well. We're patching all these holes. And they're not done yet. It's quick drying, so I have to make it in small batches. But I think it's gonna look good once it dries. This is nice. We just had the young French couple who are getting married at the Chateau in August, and they came over and they brought us a lovely gift, some local delicacies. So I will enjoy that. Very nice. We were talking over details of the wedding. Apparently, they were asking us what time we'd like to have it quiet, and they said maybe 4 a.m. or 6 a.m. And I was thinking, oh, apparently the weddings go a little longer here in France, so we'll have to expand our horizons and get with the program. All right, we got a rainstorm. And that's good news. Look at how fast that water is coming down. It's exactly what we want to see. Whenever it rains this hard, you gotta go check the gutters real quick. Look at that. Wow, that's shooting down. I love it. Nice work. Nice work, clear gutter. It doesn't matter if you cleared the drain yesterday. When the rain comes down this fast, a lot of material moves, and so you gotta get out and clear that drain again. Look at this. This is not good. Can't hear it. It's moving now, I think. Okay, I gotta put this camera down. We gotta get this cleared before we have a serious problem. And that's what we want to see. Look at how fast it's moving. We cleared her out, and now it's ripping down there. We have a wide assortment of jobs here as we come to the end, and one of them is Leslie's really wanted the old kitchen cleaned out, so we're going to take a load to the dump and walk in here. And she had a great idea. I got to clear my back table there, And you can still see we got one pail, but largely cleaned out. This is the cleanest this room's been in a long time. This is going to become the ping pong room, the ping pong for the temporary. Eventually, you've heard us talk about this. This is going to be a baking kitchen where students can hang out and have just some recreational baking, unless they can bake snacks for the kids. It's kind of a hangout kitchen, if that makes sense, a baking kitchen. In the meantime, we'll also do our pizzas down here. I got that little contraption out the window. So it's gonna be a combination, a pizza cooking room, and I'll try to make that look a little better, and then ping pong. Lots of fun. Won't it be great to make this a baking kitchen? It's one of those projects that's a few years away, but it's gonna be awesome. One of the nice things, now, when you marry a designer and somebody that knows exactly what should happen and what they want to happen, the great thing is there's no ambiguity, and the great thing is it ends up awesome. The bad thing is there's always work, so you gotta be willing to work. So, I mean, with this channel even, we know that there's gonna be projects for years and years and years to make this thing beautiful. Side note, there's a big support beam in the middle, and it's good that it's here because we're right under the dining room, the salle à manger. And so we need that support, but it would be fun someday to be able to, I don't know, run beams across, maybe reinforce the metal beams across so that wasn't necessary, because it kind of wrecks the room. But you know what, you do what you got to do. They weren't using this room for a long time. And of course, ultimately, love to have that bread oven, pizza oven ready to go. Wouldn't that be awesome? Roaring fire in here while you're working at your baking kitchen. Oof. Great to have our stuff from Canada, including lots and lots of books. And we've got this beautiful armoire, which is great. So I'm trying to figure out exactly how high each shelf should be. And we're cutting pieces. Also, I'm trying to support the middle because it's just too much weight. So that will help. But we're going through a lot of boxes that are yet to be opened. And of course, other packs of books. Down to the wood shop to cut some pieces, and also enjoying some imports from America. I brought my router saw, my router table, that'll be nice. And I brought some caulking, because caulking is like $10 a tube here, and it's like $3 in the US. And anyways, there it is. So yeah, we've cut 5 supports. And I might stain the edges since you can see them. You probably don't need to. Books are all different colors. These are the vertical supports to support the beams. And we have a really nasty stain on the bottom, and so I cut a piece to cover it, and that's gonna be kind of our bottom piece now. We trimmed off the edge so it'll fit with the jigsaw. Fun having a little workspace. I enjoy it, even though it's a mess down here. See what I'm talking about here? Now we got the supports. They won't look not so bad when we get them in. I did stain them, figured it's not time to get lazy. We got this hideous mess. This beautiful armoire did have a couple of problems. One of them was really, really sticky, and we tried to sand it off, clean it, wouldn't come. And it looks bad. So what I just did is, we just took one of the shelves, and we'll just sit this right inside. I'll knock it down. You won't see the back, of course, because there's other shelves and books. But this will be the new base plate. It'll look a lot better than the mess. For an ADHD guy like me, this is very difficult. But we got it organized. So this little library is just going to be Bible theology. And so we're starting with commentaries up high, sets. And then we move to Old Testament, New Testament. I have a pretty good New Testament since my master's was in it. Then general Bible information, then New Testament introduction, then Hebrew, then original language is Greek, aids. So yeah, if students want to do a paper on something from the Bible, that's a good start. I've also put away 3 boxes that we just don't have room for, and I've kept out several of these books that are, a lot of them are classics, and I think really, I don't know, really interesting books, some C.S. Lewis. It's probably dangerous to say, so someone will be violently opposed to one of the books. And then I have some Christian ministry. I used to teach Christian ministry, so I had youth men up top, and a little bit of parenting and marriage on the left. It'd be good for our guys thinking about marriage. Then I have general church ministry leadership there. And then down low, there's my boxes of extra books. I have philosophy, Christian thinking, other religions, that sort of thing, for kids that are thinking about their belief systems.
I'm in our Japanese room. what I call the Japanese room, because it has this fantastic fabric on the walls that I love. And we've been to Japan a few times actually, and it's pretty special to have this here. Anyway, I was making up the beds, cleaning bathrooms, putting in soaps and towels, and I was cleaning off this little side table. Guess what I spotted? I'm not going to read the whole thing, but isn't that cute? The last girls wrote a note to the new girls back last year for the ones that are going to live in this room. I think that's super cute. Can't wait for them to find it.
Dinner is served. I got the pork. Whooped. Oh, and that's a nice looking fish plate right there. Yeah. And then you guys have the guinea.
Yep.
What is it?
Guinea fowl.
Guinea fowl. Very fancy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Lovely man.
Like we're called Pacific Northwest. What are you? Midwest.
Oh, that does look good. It's a nice looking plate. Thank you. Beat you guys okay. The ribs. I've never had ribs in France before. We got here, we got a big salad. Fancy salad. Yeah. More ribs. Yeah, more ribs. And then you got the back.
I do.
Last was about it. We're back. Tiramisu there.
Yes.
Thanks for coming and watching another video. Hope you've enjoyed it today. And goodbye from a beautiful Angers, a city 30 minutes from us.